Hello there, pal number one. Welcome to your reading. And today we are going to talk about all about your reputations. So, first things first, that I noticed that you are known to be someone who loves challenges. You love to challenge yourself. You love to prove yourself wrong and getting in touch with your power every single challenges. So after overcoming challenges, you notice that you are strong enough to get through this, and with that you are gathering power. I just feel like you are known to do extreme things just so that you can gain power. It does not always have to be bad things. However, I also did not encourage you to do things that might harm yourself and other people in the process. So please be mindful of that. And what I meant over here is that you just keep pushing your comfort zone. Just keep expanding, trying to do things that scares you, trying to do things that you think previously you are not capable of. And after overcoming that, you know that you have the power to do this. You can make this happen. Very daredevil. You love the challenge. You love taking the risk because you know that regardless of how difficult it is, you know by the end of the day you will overcome it and you will learn the lesson from it and you will able to take back the power that you learned. Because sometimes if you just keep fear there or just keep it existing, you don't face them, you don't get exposure, the fear are still going to be there. They are taking a little bit of your power, but it will never lessen unless you actually face that. First time, second time, until the amount of exposure you get that you don't face when facing the fear that you are in. Other people might see you to be someone who is quite intimidating, I might say, because you look at fear right in the eye and tell them that it will not get a hold of you. And you say that no more, and I am going to step into it bravely. It intimidates other people because not a lot of people are able to do that. To actually face your fear and look it right into the eyes and say that you will no longer be affected by its fear any longer is something that is so powerful that even other people notice it. But perhaps they are too scared that you are going to call out their fears to them, which is why there is this sense of intimidations that other people saw on you. Yet, interesting enough, you are the kind of person who enjoys being challenged. You are being present, being engaged in these obstacles that you are facing. So rather than complaining, being depressed, being fearful and sad, you have this reputations of someone who dive into things head first. And to be honest, it unsettles some people because how forward and direct you are so sincere with your goals to the point that people who are avoiding their missions are silently getting called out by your actions. You're not telling them, you're not criticizing them, but your actions speaks louder than any words, which is why people are feeling terrified by your presence. Your existence itself is a menace, how do you say it? But basically it encourages people to look at their own fear and say that I cannot look away any longer. There is this person who is living evidence of people who look at their fears and overcome it. They can, so I should be able to do that too. So to other people, they feel inspired. They feel like gaining strength by watching you overcoming in real life. While others are feel like getting called out and scared that they will think that they get criticized by you, even though you don't do that. You just focus on your own business. You focus on your goals. You focus on your own power, not other people. Your reputation also tells me that you are someone who is very fiery, energetic. You love moving forwards. So you're not the kind of person who loves dilly-dallying, or you love to get stuck in the past. You're the kind of person that is really facing things head on. Very straightforward, very sincere, very brave and courageous. Your reputation tells you that you like playing in a team. Obviously, you like to lead, but you also enjoy having people on your team. You know that people experience things differently, and there will be lots of things that you are able to learn when you have your teammates, when you have your comrades, people who you can trust and will help you in growing things. Your reputation also tells you that you are unafraid of asking for mentorships, asking for coachings, or people who knows more to tell them and help them in facing this challenge. You wouldn't be scared to ask to other people who already experience what you are currently experiencing. How can they improve better? How can they help you improve better? But you are the kind of person who basically unafraid and unashamed of asking for people help when you really do need help. You're not the kind of person who will suffer in silence. If you can ask for people advice, why not? If you can ask for insights from people who are already experiencing the things, events, or whatever that you are currently going through, why not? You are accepting all because you know that this will only enrich my mind, my perspective. It will not change me as who I am. It will not influence me. It will only equip me with the right skills and point of view to be able to get through this all. And I also see here that you are pretty athletic, whether you do sports or not, but people see you as someone who likes to move your body, be it doing sports, or you could even dance. There is this sensual energy that I feel from you that other people knows and keep talking about it. You feel like someone who loves to sweat. Okay, that was really forward. I just heard that someone say like that. Probably if you are someone who plays sport, you have fans. Those kind of reputations where you are popular, people knows you, and you have fan clubs. Okay, I'm just going to say it as it is. I don't know who is saying this, but somehow when I asked what is pile number one reputations, and there's a lot of voices that keep saying things at the same time, that they look cool when they do sports, they look cool when they are sweating, and those kind of thirsty thoughts. And I just, okay, calm down. I do think that the people who are your fans really make themselves known, so it's not discreet, but they will be loud and supportive and probably a little bit thirsty too, I guess. But well, there's plus and minus, I guess. There's good things and bad things both at the same time. However, I do really think that you are good at working together with other people. You are a team player, so you know how to work without feeling like you are less when you're working together. There is just two sides of you, like you are capable of doing things on your own, very independent. However, you like to do things with team too. So there is balance within your individual contribution and also your team contributions. This is so wonderful because I do think that people see you very highly. Your reputation is very... Somebody just say it to me, very sexy. Okay, fine. I'm going to say it as it is. Okay, please calm down. I was going to say that a lot of people fancies you, they admire you, they look at you like a team leader that can lead, and also not diminishing the power or the importance of people. Does that make sense? I hope you understand that, because your fans or your admirers are really loud. I want to try to concentrate, but it just feels like there is so many people trying to talk all over, trying to up talk each other, like, no, they're like this, no, they're like that, they're also like this too. And when I say this, your admirers can be anyone. It could be from your fan clubs, or it could be from your peers, your group of friends, or your family. But it just feels like those people who admires you would want to pitch in something good about you. Like a crowd suddenly screaming at me, like, don't forget to say this too. And they are like this too, don't forget to mention it. And those things that I have yet to mention, but I think you get the gist, because they are willing to say on your stat. They will be very generous in complimenting you, in praising you, and honestly, your reputation is really good. The fact that you also mind your own business and help other people in the process, you inspire other people, feels really good. This is like a pristine reputation, to be honest. Not that pristine because there is no difficulties. Obviously there are, but the difficulties does not come from outside. The outside are very, very in your sides. They are willing to help you and support you and give you the validation that you need. However, what challenges you is that your internal self, and the fact that you keep moving forward and making sure that you are facing it bravely and head on is really amazing. I do think that people think of you very, very, very highly. And honestly, this is an amazing pile. I hope this was my part. Sometimes I do read my own readings after a couple months afterwards, but yeah, this is really wonderful so far. You are enjoying your reputation, I might say. And I think that's it for your reading. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Hello there, pal number 2. Welcome to your reading. So we are going to talk about your reputations. So first things first that I see from your card is that probably you have some kind of past or family backgrounds, or basically just any backgrounds that people know or think highly of. So it could be that, for example, you have a very famous family, or you are known to have a family that is very comfortable, or it could be that they know something about your family that have made its own reputation. So first things first, that people know you from your background first. Or it could be that it might not came from family, but it came from, okay, why I'm talking like that, but actually it could be that your background, for example your hometown, is really popular. There is this specific thing about your background that put in the spotlight first before you. And perhaps you have been leaving that behind because you are taking a journey where you are walking and making your own path. You are not following the command what you are intended to do, whatever people have put you in, and rather you choose your own path. You take your own decisions, your journey, if it meant to let go of those things. So perhaps it could be that you are someone who moved to migrate. I don't know if you call that migration. Excuse me for my English, but I forgot when people move outside of their country, how do you say it? But basically, that's the thing. You move outside of your country and start a new life, a life for you, not for your families or for your, I don't know, any histories that is still tying you up. You are breaking free from that. Especially with the devil over here, it feels like previously you have these restrictions that is making you feel stuck, making you feel like you are unable to move forward, and it feels like you are taking the decisions, the steps to let go of these restrictions. People notice that you've went through a lot of things in life, regardless of they know specifically what you went through or not. They know that you came far from home, or it could be far from your background, and you do all these things to make a life for yourself. They see you as someone who is a path maker, so you make your own path, you create them, and you don't fear of the consequences. You don't fear of loneliness. You don't fear of other people does not understand what you're taking. I do think that your reputation is that you are someone who is unafraid to pursue what you want to do, unafraid to take upon an impossible dream and pursue it and see it through till the end. It just feels like that. Someone who is very resilient over here, know how to defend, know how to keep moving forward. They think that you are not someone who is afraid of the challenges that will come towards you. You will face them bravely and you will stay on your ground. Despite other people's criticism, you don't take it personally and you don't let them get into you. You stay true to your end goals, and that is really amazing. I do think that despite people not understanding the path that you are taking, they notice that you are someone who is not to mess with. Not that because you are putting them in danger or making things difficult for them. No, in fact, you mind your own business a lot. But people know not to mess with you because once they criticize or they want to put you down, you will not let them happen. You will not allow it to happen just like that. So there is this analogy that you don't give a shit, but you don't do any harm either unless people start it first, because that way you are only doing a self-defense. And yet, as you progressed, you seem to be more cheerful. But I do think that your first impression is that a little bit standoffish, like you are untouchable. People are feeling you are inaccessible, Like, not a lot of people are able to talk with you because you just seem so mature, seem so wise. They know you've been through a lot. That's why you gain this wisdom and maturity, because you've went through this path. However, with the Four of Wands over here, seems like you do enjoy the crowd, you enjoy the community, you enjoy having fun and being in the present moment. It wouldn't be weird either if you are the kind of person who loves being in festivals, loves being or attending seminars or any events that requires a lot of people come and being in the present, singing. Perhaps you also join choir, how do you say it? But yeah, that's the thing. You love singing together, you love doing things together where people come and just enjoy the moments, enjoying making memories. You love being in that situations. I do really think that you are also someone who is not to be messed with. I don't know if I already mentioned that before or not, but I would like to mention it once again, because people understand that when they do things to you, you will give them the same amount. So it's like karma. If you are doing good things, you will be receiving good things too. However, if you've been sowing bad things, and you will receive bad things too, and those sorts, it just feels like you excuse me, oh my gosh. If people are being kind to you, you will reciprocate that. If people are respectful, you will reciprocate that. But if people criticize you or just trying to irritate you, and you will reciprocate that. They know that when handling with you, karma will come really quick. However, I do think that you are not someone who is purposefully trying to get into fights. Rather, I believe that you are someone who will avoid that at all costs, unless it threatens you and someone started first. If someone started first, then that is a different reason, right? And also, your reputations is very wise. People look at you like you've been here for a long time. You know the lessons learned. You know that peace is expensive, which is why you don't want to sell it to other people. You don't want to get into other people's business, which is why you also mind your own. You keep things to yourself, silent, and know to stay calm in situations. I do really think that even when there are urgent things that is happening, you will be able to stay calm despite of that. You will stay collected and see things as it is, being observant and being aware of what is happening in order for you to be able to analyze what you should do and throw up some solutions in order to solve these problems that is happening right in front of your eyes. I also see here that your reputation is that you are someone who is unafraid to leave things behind if it does not serve you any longer. So for example, if you think that staying in one place does not benefit you any longer, it does not help you gain more wisdom, gain more awareness and expansion, then you will leave them. You will change place, change perspective. It feels like you're not attached with your reputation. In fact, it feels flowy. You don't even care if it changed. Like on Monday it will be this, On Wednesday, it will be that. You don't really pay attention. Okay, rather than not paying attention, it's more of you don't get attached. There is no feelings involved. You just know it intellectually in your head, not in your heart. I do really think that your appearance also have this sharp look. Could be that your face have very prominent features, or the way you look at things, the way you stare at people seems very intense, but something about your appearance seems very sharp. Like once people see you, they are not able to look away. Feels like they're getting sucked in and cannot help but to observe more. I do see here that you have a distinct features, which is why people will not mistake you with other people. Your reputation also says that you are someone who is calm, you don't talk a lot unless it's necessary to do so, because you just mind your own business. You don't really get into other people's businesses. You don't put your nose in where you don't belong. And you're just basically focusing on the things that you want to focus on. Because in this path, there will be lots of people who will try to criticize you, and to minimize that, you will need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on your path, having full concentration so that you are able to achieve it in this life. And honestly, people do kind of feel envious. I did mention that you feel like inaccessible. There is a sense of exclusivity because you don't make friends with just anybody else. It feels like you cannot be accessed by just some random people who are not serious and making friends with you, which is why it is very appealing to people. Moreover, I think that you have some kind of hidden admirers. However, I don't know if they make themselves known. I don't think so, because it just feels like they are watching you from afar. Okay, that might seem a little bit stalkerish, but I hope you be taking care of yourself. Just because I'm saying this does not mean I recommend anything that seems dangerous. Again, please take care of yourself and don't hurt yourself and other people in the process. Just be mindful of that. However, I do see that there is someone who is enticed by your appearance as well as your attitude, that you are minding your own business. You feel unapproachable, and it makes them want to get to know you. Okay, I just saw something over here. There is this sense that even the popular ones are quite reluctant with you. I don't know why, but it just feels like that. Maybe because you're not one to mess with. But I think that's it for our reading. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello there, pal number 3. Welcome to your reading. We are going to talk about your reputations. And here I see that you're someone who is very expressive. You have a lot of emotions, you have lots of inspiration, and you have been doing a lot of things, projects, activities, hobbies, and those things. It wouldn't be weird either if you are in some sort of dancing clubs or dancing courses or communities or theater or anything that requires you to be artistic and use as much as freedom you can. So basically, you are doing things out of the box. Rather than within the box, you are doing things that are out of the box. Perhaps I do understand that not a lot of people will be able to understand what you're doing. Not a lot of people will not be able to relate. However, I do think that you will find your niche. There will be people who will be very supportive of yours, the things that you do, your activities, your projects. And yet despite of that, people still understand and notice that you are skilled in the things that you are interested in. So perhaps you do painting or any kind of artworks and you sell it online or to a bigger niche. That's why, even though people does not understand what you're doing or why you're doing it, does not mean that they cannot enjoy that. Sometimes people don't understand about artworks, but it does not mean that they are unable to enjoy the artworks itself. People just see things differently, but they also enjoy and get happiness from that. Just because you don't know how to draw or to paint or know the names of the colors or color theory does not mean you cannot enjoy artworks. You can, but perhaps you are looking at it differently, but still you can still value the hard work, the artworks and those things. What else do I see over here about your reputation? You are someone who will dive deep when you are interested in something. People notice that when you are putting in your attention to a skill or a hobby or a project, you will make sure to see it through until it is exists in reality. So perhaps if you are building an app, you will see it until it is launched, until people can use that, regardless of how people will receive it. The thing is, you need to finish it first, right? And people know that you are someone who see things through to make it happen. Perhaps other people might see you as someone who is foolish of trying to reach dreams that is impossible. But you understand that impossible dreams are dreams that have yet to be reached, not because there is no possibility of it will happen one day. Years before, people don't understand that we can go outside the earth. They think that those kind of things are impossible. But now, with our advancements of technology, there is a possibility that we can live outside of earth. And people who believes in the impossible are the one who is making these changes, who is making the pathway so that other people can enjoy it too. I just got reminded by the musicians, the classical musicians of Paganini, that before his works are published, they don't think that this type of violin playing is possible. To push themselves this way is not possible. They think that the limit is just that. However, he came and smashed the limits and set out new one, which is why, if I'm not mistaken, they call him the musician that sold his soul to the devil, because it seemed that impossible and yet he made it true. He made it possible. By the way, Paganini is a violinist, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really know much about classical music, but that is as far as I know. Please do correct me if I'm mistaken. However, I just got reminded of that example. Previously, people think that this is the hard limit. There is nothing else that can go beyond. However, you push the limit and expand it, and people see the possibilities that you make afterwards. Oh, so we can push it. So we can expand more. So we can go to this way and explore it in this way. Those kind of things. You are creating new pathways so that people can explore it afterwards. You set the example. I also see here that you're someone who is difficult to figure out. Perhaps you keep your emotions reserved. You keep things to yourself. You don't really talk much unless people are asking you about it. Otherwise, you just mind your own business and you are focused on your arts or your projects. You like to be in your own pace. You don't allow other people to dictate you what to do, what should be, which is why you love artistic things. Because arts does not have boundaries. They don't have laws or structures or things like that. In fact, in arts, you are encouraged to break it, to expand it, and to explore it as much as you could, so that we can see new possibilities within the art realm. And I do really think that you keep things to yourself and you have your own world that is really beautiful. It feels really colorful and full of imaginations. It could be that you are a writer who write fantasy novels, or you write about new worlds. You are creating a whole new systems, cultures, magics, and so on. Things that does not exist in reality, and you make it into life in your books. You create new things. You are breaking and rearrange things so that it fits you the best. This is really wonderful because you're someone who people cannot pinpoint, or you cannot be restricted in one place, because you just feel very passionate, very creative, very imaginative, and very childlike. Not because you are childish, but it feels like you stay true to yourself, like children. You know, children stay true to themselves. They don't know how to lie unless they learn them from other people. However, they just do whatever they think they like, and very sincere and straightforward. You don't really care about what other people think of you either, because you just walk your own path. You march on your own beat. You take this adventure with people who want to walk together with you. And if people does not want to, well, that's okay. They have their own journey and I have my own journey. That is probably something that you would see. But I do really think that you make magic happen. Probably the things that you created feels like magic. It feels surreal. It feels like enchanting and mesmerizing to people. Maybe you like to work with lights, with decorations, with designs and interior things to make the environment around you to be magical. Like you are transported to another realm and you feel different. When people are with you, they feel like they can explore other dimensions, because you are allowing them and you are helping them to engage in their imaginations, to engage with their childlike nature. And perhaps I do think that people have some sort of admiration to you, despite people are saying it or not, but they think you are quite difficult to pinpoint. Like fish, they are very slippery. You cannot just grab them and scoop them out barehanded unless you are a skilled fisherman or you are skilled and barehandedly scooping out fish. But the thing is, it feels like you just float and swim in your own current. You are enjoying the water, and the people who wants to follow you are free to follow you, to observe, as long as they are not making a mess and disturb you. But even when people are not, that is fine too, and you don't care.
everyone has their own roles, and you are not the kind of person who will force them or persuade them to follow you or something like that. You just focus on your path and what you wanted to do. And if people feels benefited but with what you're doing, well, that's good. You are killing two birds with one stone. Very happy-go-lucky person I see here, and people see you as someone who is flowy and easygoing. You don't get mad easily. You just don't even care. Probably detach. You don't get offended very easily, or you just feels like, okay, fine, whatever, I don't care. It's not like if I care, there I will be benefited by that or something like that. Very chill, the kind of person who does not allow other people to shake up their emotional state. And I do think that when I say I don't care, it does not mean that you are really don't care. It just means that I would not allow other people criticisms and harsh words to get into my world, to influence me and make me sour, make me uninspired, and make me ashamed to get in touch with my imaginations. Honestly, this is really beautiful and very wholesome. I really love your energy, very artistic, honest, sincere. And I think that's it for your reading. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.